Today, I want to talk to you about something incredibly powerful, something that can change the trajectory of your entire life. It's not a magic pill, it's not a secret formula. It's a decision to commit to a 6-month success plan that can transform who you are, what you do, and where you're headed. Why 6 months? Because it's long enough to build habits, break patterns, and see real results, but short enough to stay focused, stay hungry, and stay committed. The truth is, success doesn't come from wishing or waiting. It comes from planning, acting, and staying consistent. You don't need to change your entire life overnight. You just need to start. One goal, one day, one win at a time. In 6 months, you could be healthier, wealthier, more skilled, more confident, and more aligned with your purpose. You could be unrecognizable in the best way possible. So today, I challenge you to believe in the power of focus, discipline, and vision. Commit to your own success. 6 months from now, your future self will thank you. The foundation of any successful transformation starts with clarity. Without a clear target, we wander aimlessly, wasting time and energy on tasks that feel productive, but don't bring us closer to where we truly want to be. That's why the first and most important step in your 6-month success plan is to choose one clear, powerful, life-changing goal. This isn't just any goal, it's the kind of goal that, if achieved, would elevate multiple areas of your life. It's what we call a keystone goal, a goal that, by nature of its impact, starts to shift your mindset, routines, and even your identity. Ask yourself, what is the one goal that would make everything else in my life easier or more meaningful? What do I deeply desire, but have been putting off because it feels too big or intimidating? If I could only accomplish one major thing in the next 6 months, what would make me feel proud, fulfilled, and more aligned with my true self? It could be transforming your health, losing 30 pounds, running a half marathon, or breaking free from a sedentary lifestyle. It could be launching a side hustle or business that gives you financial independence. Maybe it's learning a new skill, like coding, public speaking, or a new language that opens doors to new opportunities. Or perhaps it's something more internal, like healing from past trauma, building confidence, or creating balance in your personal life. Whatever it is, the key is to make it singular and specific. Avoid setting 5 different major goals all at once. When we try to chase too many things, we end up catching none. Focus breeds results. When you zero in on one priority, your energy, creativity, and motivation align to create momentum. Your goal should be measurable, realistic, and emotionally charged. It should excite you and maybe even scare you a little. That's a good sign. It means you care, and when you care deeply, you're more likely to stay committed when things get hard. Write your goal down in a clear statement. Post it somewhere visible. Let it be your North Star for the next 6 months. Let every decision you make, what you eat, how you spend your time, who you surround yourself with, filter through the lens of that one goal. Because when you give your full attention to something important, transformation isn't just possible, it becomes inevitable. Once you've identified your one clear, life-changing goal, the next crucial step is to break that big, sometimes overwhelming vision into manageable pieces, monthly milestones. This is where your dream begins to take shape in a structured, actionable way. Imagine trying to climb a mountain without any checkpoints or markers. The sheer size of it might paralyze you, even if you're capable of making the climb. But when the journey is divided into stages, it becomes doable. That's what monthly milestones do. They transform a long-term goal into short-term achievements that you can tackle with confidence. Start by looking at the end result you want to achieve in 6 months. Visualize it clearly, what it looks like, what it feels like, and what success means to you. Then work backward. What would you need to accomplish by month 5 in order to hit your final goal in month 6? What about month 4? Keep breaking it down until you arrive at what you need to achieve in the first 30 days. Let's say your goal is to lose 30 pounds in 6 months. That breaks down to about 5 pounds per month. But instead of just focusing on weight, your monthly goals might look like this. Month 1, establish a consistent workout and meal routine, eliminate junk food and soda, lose the first 5 pounds. Month 2, increase workout intensity. Start meal prepping, build a stronger mindset. Month 3, Join a fitness class or hire a coach, introduce strength training, hit the 15-pound mark, and so on. This approach works for any goal: financial, personal, professional, or educational. If your target is to start a business, maybe month one is researching your niche and creating a business plan. If your goal is to learn a new skill, month one might be mastering the basics or signing up for a foundational course. What's powerful about monthly milestones is that they create momentum and clarity. They serve as a progress map, helping you see not only where you're going, but exactly how you'll get there. They also allow you to adjust as needed. If you fall short one month, you can reassess and recalibrate without giving up entirely. To make this even more effective, write down each month's milestone, set a deadline for each, identify 2-3 key actions that will help you hit that milestone. Review your milestone progress at the end of each month. This level of structure transforms your 6-month goal from an abstract idea into a tangible plan of action. You begin to build trust in yourself because you're not just dreaming anymore, you're executing one focused month at a time. Big goals are not achieved in a single burst of effort. They are the cumulative result of small, consistent actions taken every single day. That's why creating a daily success routine is essential to your 6-month transformation plan. This routine becomes the structure that supports your growth, keeps you focused, and builds the momentum needed to carry you through obstacles, distractions, and moments of doubt. Think of your daily routine as the soil where your future success takes root. If you nourish it with intention, discipline, and purpose, you'll see massive growth over time. But if your days are disorganized, reactive, or filled with low-value habits, your progress will suffer, no matter how ambitious your goals are. The first step in creating a daily success routine is to design your mornings intentionally. How you start your day sets the tone for everything that follows. Instead of waking up and diving straight into stress, news, or social media, begin with practices that connect you to your goal, center your mind, and energize your body. This might include waking up early, even just 30 minutes earlier than usual, hydrating your body with water, practicing gratitude or journaling your intentions, doing a short workout or stretching session, reviewing your monthly milestone and daily task list, reading or listening to something motivational. Next, build out your productive blocks during the day. This includes time for focused work, learning, or physical activity, whatever aligns most closely with your 6-month goal. Avoid the trap of multitasking or letting your calendar fill up with other people's priorities. Block out time specifically for your growth. Even if it's just 1 hour a day, consistent progress beats occasional perfection. It's also important to have a shutdown or evening routine. The way you end your day can be just as important as how you start it. Evening routines help you reflect, recharge, and mentally prepare for the next day. A strong evening practice might involve journaling or reviewing what went well and what didn't, planning the next day's top 3 tasks, reading, meditating, or winding down without screens, going to bed at a consistent time to protect your sleep over time. These repeated actions become habits, and habits shape your identity. You'll go from someone who hopes for change to someone who embodies it. You'll build resilience, confidence, and a deep sense of control over your life. Your daily routine doesn't need to be rigid or overwhelming. Start simple, build gradually. The goal is not perfection, it's alignment. Every element of your routine should serve your bigger purpose and bring you one step closer to your 6-month vision. A powerful routine is your secret weapon. While others rely on bursts of motivation, you'll be relying on structure. And in the long run, structure always outperforms motivation. Transformation is not just about taking action. It's about taking the right action consistently, learning from it, and adjusting as needed. That's why tracking your progress and setting aside time each week to reflect is a non-negotiable part of your 6-month success plan. Without feedback, you're flying blind. With it, you're operating like a high-performance machine, constantly improving and evolving. When you track your progress, you turn vague effort into measurable movement. You gain clarity about what's working and what's not. You also build momentum because seeing results, even small ones, keeps you motivated to stay the course. Start by setting up a simple but effective tracking system. This can be digital, like a spreadsheet app or project management tool, or analog, like a notebook or planner. What matters most is that it's easy to use and that you engage with it daily and review it weekly. Here are some things you can track depending on your goal. Time spent on your goal each day, e.g., hours studied, workouts completed, words written, measurable outputs, e.g., pounds lost, dollars saved, tasks completed, habits followed, e.g., meals logged, water intake, morning routine completed. Emotional states or energy levels to help identify patterns or burnout, but tracking alone isn't enough. You must reflect on what the data tells you. That's where your weekly reflection comes in. Choose one day each week. Sunday is popular because it prepares you for the week ahead. To do a 15-30-minute personal review session. During this time, ask yourself questions like, what were my wins this week? What am I proud of? Where did I fall short and why? What obstacles came up and how did I respond? Did I stick to my routine and priorities? What will I do differently next week? This weekly reflection builds self-awareness, which is critical for sustained success. It helps you course correct early rather than waiting until you're off track and discouraged. It also reminds you of your commitment. You're not just blindly going through the motions, you're consciously evolving. Many people give up on goals because they don't see fast results. But often, it's not that they aren't progressing. It's that they aren't tracking or recognizing their progress. When you reflect weekly, you start to notice the small victories. You celebrate effort. You understand that progress isn't always linear, but it is always happening when you stay consistent. Additionally, reviewing your week creates a sense of accountability. You are no longer operating based on emotion or motivation alone. You're operating based on facts, habits, and patterns. That's a massive mindset shift. Think of it like this. Athletes watch game tape, businesses analyze performance data, and professionals review their goals. Why should personal growth be any different? By tracking and reflecting weekly, you're not just working hard. You're working smart. You're becoming the kind of person who takes full ownership of their journey, learns from their experiences, and moves forward with intention. In the pursuit of success, what you remove from your life is just as important as what you add. You can have the clearest goals, the most structured plans, and the strongest motivation. But if your time and energy are constantly being drained by distractions, your progress will be slow, inconsistent, or even non-existent. That's why one of the most transformative things you can do on your 6-month journey is to identify and eliminate one major distraction that's holding you back. This single decision can free up hours of time, unlock mental clarity, and increase your overall productivity more than any new habit or hack. First, understand this. Distractions aren't always obvious. Yes, we often think of things like social media, television, or excessive phone use. But distractions can also be toxic relationships, cluttered environments, overcommitment to other people's priorities, or even internal mental habits like overthinking, perfectionism, or self-doubt. Take a moment to reflect honestly. What's consistently pulling your attention away from your priorities? What do you spend time on that leaves you feeling depleted, not fulfilled? What habits or behaviors give you instant gratification but long-term regret? What are you using as a way to avoid the discomfort of growth? For some, it might be endless scrolling on social media, consuming hours each day in a cycle of comparison and distraction. For others, it could be saying yes to too many obligations that don't serve your bigger purpose. Or it might be spending too much time with people who don't believe in you, support your goals, or respect your growth. The key here is not to shame yourself, but to recognize where your energy is leaking, and then commit to sealing that leak. Choose one major distraction, not 5, not everything at once. Start with the one you know has the biggest impact. Eliminate it or create strong boundaries around it for the next 6 months. Here's the surprising part. Once you remove that one big distraction, you'll likely notice a domino effect. You'll feel lighter, you'll think more clearly, you'll suddenly have time and space to read, create, move, rest, or take action on your goals. You'll stop wasting time managing interruptions and start using time to build momentum. And this isn't just about time management, it's about attention management. In today's world, your attention is your most valuable asset. Where your attention goes, your energy flows, and where your energy flows, your results grow. You must protect your focus like it's your future, because it is. To stay consistent, replace that distraction with something intentional. For example, instead of scrolling through your phone first thing in the morning, journal or read something inspiring. Instead of watching Netflix every night, take 30 minutes to work on your side hustle. Instead of spending time with people who bring you down, seek out someone who lifts you up. This is a discipline, and like all disciplines, it gets stronger the more you practice it. You don't need to be perfect, but if you can cut just one major distraction from your life, you'll find that the path to your goal becomes clearer, smoother, and far more achievable. No matter how driven, focused, or disciplined you are, the environment you place yourself in will either accelerate your growth or quietly sabotage it. That's why one of the most powerful decisions you can make during your 6-month success plan is to surround yourself with growth-minded people, individuals who inspire you, challenge you, and push you to rise to your potential. You've probably heard the phrase, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." While it may sound like a cliche, there is deep truth in that statement. The people you allow into your daily orbit influence your mindset, energy, habits, and even your self-belief, often more than you realize. Take an honest inventory of your current circle. Ask yourself, do the people around me support my goals or belittle them? Do they encourage personal growth or reinforce complacency? Are they striving to be better, or are they stuck in the same patterns? Do they celebrate my progress or feel threatened by it? If your current environment lacks inspiration or drags you back into old habits, it doesn't mean you have to cut everyone off, but it does mean you need to be intentional about adding new energy into your life. Growth-minded people come in many forms: mentors, coaches, accountability partners, online communities, mastermind groups, authors, content creators, or even friends and family members who are also working toward positive change. When you actively engage with people who are also striving for excellence, people who are learning, building, and evolving, you absorb their mindset, their discipline becomes contagious, their ideas spark your own creativity. Their wins motivate you, and their presence becomes a mirror, reflecting back the belief that you, too, are capable of great things. This is especially important when the journey gets tough, as it inevitably will. On the path to achieving your 6-month goal, you will face resistance, you'll have off days, you'll question yourself. In those moments, having someone to talk to, check in with, or draw strength from can make the difference between quitting and pushing forward. Accountability is another huge benefit of a growth-centered network. When you know someone is expecting an update from you, or when you're part of a group where everyone is working towards something, you're far less likely to procrastinate or drift. You build a sense of positive pressure, not the kind that crushes you, but the kind that fuels your momentum, and don't underestimate the power of shared vision. Being part of a group, or even a single relationship where everyone is aligned in purpose or values, can lead to new opportunities, collaborations, and breakthroughs. Your network can open doors you didn't even know existed. So, how do you find these people if they're not already in your life? Join local or online groups aligned with your goal: fitness, entrepreneurship, creativity, etc. Attend workshops, meetups, webinars, or conferences. Follow and engage with thought leaders or creators who inspire you. Reach out to someone you admire and ask for advice or mentorship. Offer support others on a similar journey. Relationships grow through service. Remember, growth attracts growth. As you elevate your own mindset and commit to your plan, you'll naturally begin to draw others who are doing the same. But it starts with intention. It starts with seeking out the energy and influence that will lift you higher, not weigh you down. No matter how well you plan, how motivated you feel at the start, or how clear your goals are, your 6-month success journey will come with challenges. There will be moments when things don't go your way, unexpected setbacks, emotional lows, lack of motivation, or even self-doubt creeping in. That's why one of the most essential pillars of your transformation is learning to stay mentally resilient through the hard times. Resilience is not about avoiding adversity, it's about developing the inner strength to face it, process it, and continue moving forward anyway. It's the ability to bend without breaking, to pause without quitting, and to struggle without losing sight of your vision. The truth is, success rarely follows a straight path. It's messy, it's uncertain, and that's perfectly normal. Building mental resilience starts with accepting that obstacles are part of the process, not a sign that you're failing, but evidence that you're stretching beyond your comfort zone. Whether you miss a deadline, fall off track with your routine, or feel overwhelmed by the weight of your responsibilities, remind yourself that setbacks are not permanent. They are feedback, not failure. One of the most powerful tools in cultivating resilience is your self-talk. The way you speak to yourself during difficult moments determines how quickly you recover and how much you learn. When your inner voice becomes a coach instead of a critic, you build emotional stamina. Practice phrases like, "This is tough, but I've gotten through hard things before." "Progress isn't perfect, it's consistent." "I'm learning, every challenge is making me stronger." "This feeling is temporary, but my commitment is long-term." Mental resilience also involves managing your emotional state intentionally. When stress hits, you need healthy ways to regulate your emotions so they don't derail your momentum. That might include breathing exercises or mindfulness, meditation, journaling to process frustration or self-doubt, going for a walk to clear your mind, talking to a mentor or friend who can help you gain perspective. Another powerful practice is reconnecting with your why. When motivation fades, and it will, your deeper reason for starting is what anchors you. Why did you commit to this goal in the first place? What does achieving it mean for your future, your family, your freedom, your health, or your peace of mind? Write your why down and revisit it often. Let it fuel you when your willpower runs low. Resilience also means allowing yourself to recalibrate without quitting. If a strategy isn't working, change it. If life throws you off course, adjust the timeline. Progress isn't about perfection. It's about persistence. The people who succeed in transforming their lives aren't the ones who never fall down. They're the ones who always get back up again and again. You can also train resilience like a muscle by intentionally putting yourself in discomfort. Cold showers, early mornings, tough workouts, difficult conversations. These things might seem small, but they build your capacity to withstand discomfort. The more often you face resistance voluntarily, the more equipped you are to handle it when it shows up uninvited. And finally, protect your mental inputs. What you consume, news, social media, conversations, content, directly affects your mindset. If you're constantly feeding your mind fear, negativity, and drama, it becomes harder to stay resilient. But if you're feeding your mind wisdom, inspiration, and truth, you strengthen your inner foundation and can weather any storm. Resilience is what turns a 6-month plan into a lifelong transformation. It ensures that even if the timeline shifts or the path wins unexpectedly, you still reach your destination, not just with results, but with a stronger, wiser, and more grounded version of yourself.